Start from here, guys. Oh my goodness. So Shane, comes off a pretty decent video about the mono speakers and how he did that demonstration about if you would be able to hear the difference from the speakers when it's open, the speakers being on the left side was a great demonstration. But here we are again, not even a day later, and he's talking about comparing the Fold 8, which was just released in July, and people are barely getting their phones this last week in August of 2026, and he's comparing those cameras to, yes, he's comparing a camera from 3 years ago, 2023 of probably October, somewhere around that date. And that was the Google Pixel Fold, or actually the first foldable that Google did, or Pixel, it didn't have it, was just Pixel Fold 2023, right? And he's comparing the cameras from there. That makes no sense why you would be in to compare this phone from the Fold 8 if you know, obviously, the Fold 8, 3 years, they're going to increase, even if it's 20% here, 25% here. Each year, you're going to have a difference. No matter what telephoto or telecam, any kind of lens that you use, it's going to be better overall because of time. With the software updates, with new processors, and we know absolutely if the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold was compared, there's no doubt it's an extra camera, they're going to win. But that wouldn't be comparing that type of foldable to what you have here, or not here, but the Fold 8, which I had to go back to show you. This is the new 2026 Fold 8. And he's comparing it with a Google Pixel of 3 years ago, of 2023. The Pixel Fold. And yes, this has 2 cameras, this has 3 cameras. Of course, this is going to outdo, even with this telephoto camera, you're still going to be able to outdo it just based off time. 3 years is 3 generations. An actual, well, even if you wouldn't even be able to do that anyway, if you did an actual comparison, because that would be this, which is the second generation on top of this, would be the Pixel 11 Pro Fold, which, yes, comparing it to the Fold 8, which has 2 cameras, of course it would obliviate this one. But if you were going to actually do this in all fairness, you wouldn't use this to compare this. If you're going to use a 23 device, you would use the 2023 device on this. So it would be the Fold 6? Or no, sorry, Fold 5. Which if you compare the Fold 5 to this, well, in any one, it would lose against the new generation also because it's 3 years difference. And then if you compared it to this, it would be still the Google Pixel would win based off what the camera system is in those foldable phones at that time. You wouldn't take Mike Tyson and fight someone now that's a heavyweight champion of the world, because if you actually did a real demonstration, you would take those score sheets and at his peak moment, which is in the 90s, and bring them out even today. But even as time goes by, just like phones, better medicine, better technology, and even that little subtle extra momentum, of course it's going to make a huge difference. And what you're doing out here is a hit job. You're literally using a product from 3 years ago, which is the Pixel, and Google, and then we already know you're Samsung's fanboy, and you're not giving the Google Pixel, you could just tell by the test, the comparison, you're using something that's 3 years old versus a new hot release that just came out. And the comparison is because they're similar size and they have the similar dimensions. What are we really doing here? Are we reality jumping, time jumping? I mean, like the other day I heard this guy on a podcast talking about boxing, and he's over there talking about, when he won the championship, if he comes in like that fight, he's going to do defeat everyone. But if he comes and he names one of his worst fights that he did, if he comes in that way, and of course the other person has a chance, and it's like, So yeah, on their best day, they're going to do their best they can. And even when they lose, maybe it wasn't their best day, but, or maybe it was at sometimes, but every day it's not just, if you're in your, it's in the moment. If you're going to do your best, it's just that moment. You could have won, but you may not. And that's okay.